Hello, this is Grandpa's Cooking Show. Today, our topic will be fermentation, and we will be making hot, soft pretzels with some sweet cinnamon sugar topping. Let's go check out our ingredients for our hot, soft pretzels. We have olive oil, white whole wheat flour, canola oil cooking spray, natural sea salt, cinnamon, sugar, cane sugar, milk, yeast, and bread flour. Right now, we are warming up our milk to mix with our yeast. Alright, we're going to measure 1 cup, throw it in the microwave. It's gorgeous. It's an art. Pop this in the microwave. Now that we have our lukewarm milk, we're gonna stir in our yeast. Okay. Sneeze. Alright. Want to pour it in here? Yeah, right in there. I think. Here comes Chef Sean, just in time to mix in our yeast with our other ingredients. Now that we have let our yeast sit for 5 minutes, we will mix it in with our other ingredients.
First we're going to add 2 tablespoons of fresh cane sugar.
Good job, Chef Sean.
Thank you. Now 2 tablespoons of oil.
And now we will add half a teaspoon salt. Alright. And we're gonna stir that all together. Right, Chef Sean? Good stirring technique.
Yeah, thank you.
Now we are adding in our flour to the mix. Okay.
So make sure you set it.
Yeah, Sean, pass me the knife, please. Chef Sean. Thank you. Chef Sean. Thank you. Lastly, we are adding 1 cup of bread flour. Now we are going to keep stirring this all the flour into the dough until it starts to pull away from the side of the bowl.
Okay, now that the flour is mixed in, we're going to knead the dough for around 6 to 7 minutes.
Now we are going to spray our bowl to prep the dough to sit in for an hour. And our plastic wrap to cover it. Okay. Alright, now I'm going to transfer the dough to the bowl. Cover it with plastic wrap. Now we're going to let this sit for an hour to let the dough rise.
Alright, so while we wait for our dough to rise, how about some interesting facts about pretzels? The pretzel originated in Europe by a monk dating around 1610 AD who used his leftovers of his bread to twist into what is known as the pretzel. Some pretzels, they get their shiny crust by brushing egg over them as they're baking. April 26th is National Pretzel Day. About 80% of pretzels in America are actually made in Pennsylvania. And the largest pretzel ever made weighed around 40 pounds and 5 feet long.
Well, Sean, those are some interesting facts.
Yeah. Alright, we are also going to explain the process of fermentation within our dough. It begins when the yeast is added to the water liquid and then to the flour. And during fermentation, the yeast converts glucose and other carbohydrates to CO2. During the first stage of fermentation, glycolysis. The CO2 is what makes the dough rise by creating pockets of air in the dough. This is currently going on right now in our dough while our dough is sitting, being prepared.
Now that the dough has risen, we're going to push it down and then cut it into 12 equal pieces. Now we're going to cut the dough into 12 strips. Each one is going to form a pretzel. Now that we have our 12 strips of dough, I'm going to roll each one into a long, thick piece. In order, each one is going to make a pretzel. Okay, so we're almost done making these. Once I'm done rolling these out, we're gonna fold them into the pretzel shape and pop them in the oven for 15 minutes.
Alright, so now we're going to start shaping our little logs, I would say, into pretzels. We're going to fold the ends over each other. This one's going to be a little small because it's the end piece. But the main idea, just to get like little tails at the ends, press it down, and boom.
And then we're just going to repeat this with the other 12. And yeah.
Alright, so now we're just going to brush these pretzels with a little bit of egg and water mixture. All 12. You can do that for all 12 of these pretzels.
Mm-hmm. Okay, now we're gonna put the cinnamon sugar topping on half of them. And on the other half, we're gonna put the salt. I'm gonna put the salt topping on the last half of them. And now I'm gonna put the pretzels in the oven for 15 minutes. Okay, after 15 minutes of cooking, the pretzels are done. They look very, very good. Here's the end result from our pretzels. It came out very good.